Hello, this is Melissa, the insurance exam queen, and we are here on this channel to help make sure that you can pass your exam with ease and confidence. And the next phase that we are moving into is what happens after the pass. I really don't have the kind of knowledge that you guys are looking for when it comes to that. My experience was working at a company where I showed up, 9 to 5, did my hours and left. But I know that the insurance industry is a way to definitely have the lifestyle that you want, make the money that you want, do what it is that you want. And I would like to bring in expert people who can help you with that. One of the people that I have been following is Carrie. What I love about watching Carrie is that she does what she wants. Look at her right now. You see, she's got paddles in her car. She's got her dog sleeping right behind her. She's on the road. She's traveling. She's doing adventures. She's doing all kinds of stuff, living the life that she wants, selling insurance. And that's what's so cool about insurance is that you get to create the lifestyle that you want and make the money that you want. And all of that is possible, but I am not the one to be able to explain how to do it. If you want to talk to me about making a YouTube channel and selling courses and doing all that, I can tell you that. But I am not the one in the business to tell you how to do insurance business. And so many of you guys email me and ask me questions. And another part of that is there are so many predatory people within the insurance industry. There is nothing without something bad. Even adorable little babies have poop that you have to deal with and clean up. Like nothing comes perfect. So in the insurance industry, while it is a great place that you can live the lifestyle that you want and make the money that you want, you are going to meet some people along the way who may not have your best interests at heart. And you don't know what you don't know. And a lot of times I feel like the knowledge is really hidden behind. You have to sign with the company before they're willing to tell you anything, but they make all the promises in the world that you can be rich, and you just have this ignorance because you just don't know what you don't know. So I am trying to gather around me within our community people who are knowledgeable, who have a success, and can show you what it is that they're doing so that you can do it too, whether you want to work with them or get a course from them or whatever it is. We want to make this knowledge more easy and accessible without the icky grime of predatory recruiting and signing for things that you don't know what you're signing for. Because even Carrie, fell into that. So without further ado, here is Carrie. Carrie, if you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your insurance industry knowledge and experience.
Melissa, thanks so much. Again, my name is Carrie Soulier. I own the brokerage Covered with Carrie. I specialize in under 65 health insurance and life insurance in the industry. ACA insurance is what it's generally referred to.
Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare.
Exactly. So when I entered the industry, I originally worked in a captive P&C position, which is property and casualty. I worked at State Farm, other various companies, and then I worked in a corporate setting at a life insurance carrier. And it was all fine and well. Income was very low at the beginning of my insurance career in the captive capacity. And when I left my corporate position, it was fine. It was okay. But I felt very limited at what I was able to earn. I felt tapped out. I couldn't earn anymore. I got the maximum of everything. And it still didn't really feel like enough for what I was doing. I felt like I saw a lot more value in what I was doing. I said, if this is the results I'm seeing for this corporate position, what are the results going to be for myself? Mm-hmm. So I quit and I opened my own insurance agency. And I didn't start with a lot. I started with $1,800. I had a 500 credit score and I had no credit card. And not really any family support. But all I knew is I was really good at insurance and I wanted to own an insurance agency. So I spent $1,400 of that on leads, which was a not great investment. I got a small return on that, but I did not like the actual leads and the process of that. And I was like, I'm never going to do that again.
That is something that really scares people, is leads. And there's definitely good ways of getting leads and bad ways, and that's another thing we don't know. But I prefer no leads. I have never paid for a lead in this insurance exam queen business. So yeah, and Carrie promotes that she doesn't do leads, which I think is really fantastic.
Yeah, and I have a lot of friends and other agents that do leads, and I remember about 6 months into my agency being open and being lead free, I was probably on par income wise with people that did buy leads. And I remember commenting on that. I was like, oh, well, I earned about the same amount and I don't have to drive all over and spend all this money and go meet at weird strangers in their house. I just, meet people out in the world by networking. So overall, the ACA business does not pay really high. It's paid at a level low rate. So you get a little bit per month, per person. So, as your people add up, that amount adds up. And when your agency's small, it's $75, $100 if you have 3 or 4 people a month. So it's still $1,200 a year to take care of 3 or 4 people. But when you get up here, it starts to be quite a good amount. And that's when things started to go wrong in my agency, is when the numbers started to add up, because you're supposed to get bonuses. And my bonuses never came, and I had been promised them, and I had been anticipating them. And my stepdad had passed away due to a tragic accident without life insurance. And I had been anticipating this bonus money as it had been promised to me. So I spent my life savings taking care of that. And then that money never came. So I had to financially recover from this. And that's when I started going really hard into organic marketing. And I found a niche market.
So can I ask why the bonuses didn't come?
So unfortunately, I worked for a predatory company that didn't clearly explain the contracts to me and retained ownership of that business and the bonuses, and did not pass them through to me.
So it's a lack of knowledge of knowing who to work with and what people to trust and what contracts you're signing. And if you find yourself in a bad situation, it's a bad situation. So we want to be educated in advance of what it is we're looking for so that we can avoid those situations.
Right. So what happened when that money never came, and it just felt wrong to me, but no one would tell me what was wrong. And I had to go on this big fact finding mission through the industry of what happened to me, why. And through it, I really felt like I got a master's degree in the industry, essentially, of how it works in a contractual capacity between you, contracting companies, and carriers, because I did this big, deep investigation where I was blocked from a lot of information by my former contracting company. So I had to source this information from my own book of business to figure out how much money they owed me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's something that, because it's something Melissa D. Hall said earlier in a video I did with her, was insurance is not always a get rich quick, but it's a get rich for sure if you know what you're doing. And
Yep.
there are people getting rich off of insurance agents who don't know what they're doing, right? Like, I know there are some call center jobs that'll pay people $12 an hour to sell policies. And on the back end, the people who hired you are making thousands and millions of the work that you're doing, but you're only getting paid a small hourly rate. Now, initially, for some people, that's a great place to start, and that could get your experience that you want, and maybe that's all you need, depending on where you're at in your life. But if you truly want to own the money of the work that you're doing, it's doing it independently, and it's doing it with the correct knowledge. Like when I worked for, of course, before becoming the insurance exam queen, I was at a corporate company teaching the same things I'm teaching, like how to pass the insurance exam. But I was told, I can't wear certain things. I had to look a certain way. I had to talk a certain way. I wasn't allowed to teach how I wanted to teach. They weren't interested in my style. I was very restricted. And then also in the money making aspect, they said you can only make this much and that's it. And there was no harder or lesser that did I work, did it change the amount of money I made. And I wanted to be more in control. So when you're at a point in your life where you want to be in control of your value, of your worth, of your time, you want to be in control of your lifestyle. If Carrie's working at a 9-to-5 W-2 company, do you think she'd be able to backpack and go down the river and all the things that she'd hardly be able to do that, maybe on a weekend here and there. Now it's like her everyday lifestyle. She gets to do these things. And that's what's so powerful about insurance, is you get to create the lifestyle you want. And there's so much money. Insurance is $1 trillion pie, and you get to take your piece of it. But if you hook up with the wrong people, they're going to be getting the biggest piece and you get little crumbs, and you don't know any better because they're only telling you what they want to tell you. So the more you can educate yourself and be knowledgeable about how to do this, how to work in the industry, what people you should talk to, what people you should avoid, what contracts you need, what companies you should work for, the better you can educate yourself, the better you can be prepared to create the lifestyle you want, to have the money you want without the heartache. Because Carrie, you went through heartache. Did you have heartache?
Oh my gosh. So I'm at the end of a hard journey now. I am. So back in March, I was homeless and I had no car and I had no money and my bank account was negative and I couldn't even pay my E&O insurance and my upline paid it for me so that I didn't go out of business.
Wow.
Because this money never came. That
The
was supposed to.
bonuses you thought you'd be getting.
Well,
Yeah.
and I was missing all sorts of other money all over the place, and I was being paid less than I was supposed to, and so many things that added up to I took on more business bills than I could afford because I was anticipating this money that did not come. So I was really at this moment where I was like, I'm done for. Like, this is the end. I have to go back to corporate. And I lived in I called it my shack. It was literally a shed divided into four for like four different people at a whitewater rafting outfitter because I'm a whitewater guide. That's my passion. If that paid well enough, I'd do that for a living, but it pays like $9 an hour.
Wow.
So that's not going to work. So I'm there crying on the floor to my upline. He's like, you have every skill on earth to fix this. Just go fix it. Go work. He said, you're the only person I know, because he works in the final expense industry, that can just wake up and have no money and make a sale. And I just thought about it. And that day I went and I sold final expense. I found that I had like, I think it was $200 in a live transfer account. And I was like, well, I guess I'm taking live transfers now. And I made $2,000 and I was like, all right, what can I do with this $2,000? And I was like, I can throw a party and I can invite people that qualify for insurance to this party. And people around here like beer and tacos. So that's what this party's going to be about. And I'm going to throw it on Cinco de Mayo. And that's what I did.
Wow.
And I had people waiting for me when this party started. And I was like, yeah, go help yourself, beer, tacos. They're like, no, insurance. Let's talk about that. And it became this whole community mission. And I stopped thinking about the profits. I love money. Money's fantastic. That I can drive across the country. I'm going to buy an RV because I have the earning capacity that insurance provided me, that I can make money at any time. And I can have money within days.
Yes. And that's what is so important to people. It's not about the money. It's about the lifestyle that the money lets you live.
Right. And I want the lifestyle that I can go anywhere, grab an Airbnb. I went and bought an RV. I just bought a Starlink so that I can go wherever I want, do whatever I want, and see whatever I want, because that's my dream. And I just packed up my car. I mean, officially yesterday was the last day of being in the area that I was in. And I was left, and many times when people move away or go out in the world, it's because something bad happened, or, they don't want to be there anymore. Instead, I was like, I'm going towards freedom.
Yeah.
And insurance gave me that.
Yeah.
Because
and me too. I mean, I'm not even directly selling insurance, but I'm in the insurance industry. You can tap into it in any, direction you want. Which I think is amazing. But yeah, it's the lifestyle and the freedom that it can provide. And that's the thing about like entrepreneur. Like when I think of an entrepreneur before I was one, I was like, they have to come up with an invention or a hard idea, and they have to figure it all out. Insurance is a system that's already set for you. You just need the information to unlock it and to follow the right path without people taking advantage of you. Because there are people who believe money is scarce, and so they will use you to make money for them. And then there are people who believe money is abundant, and they're willing to, like just share. Like I share my knowledge for free. There's people who say I should be charging for the notes that I have. You should have to pay money to be able to watch all my videos on YouTube. And I'm like, I have free stuff and I have paid for stuff. And I trust that the money I need to support my lifestyle will come through all of that. And it's all good and gravy. But there are unfortunately predatory people in the insurance space who know it's $1 trillion piece of pie. And they think that they'll make more by, siphoning off of others instead of just, peacefully doing this. So I'm trying to get you in front of people who don't have that predatory mindset, who will just, help you, give you the information. But of course, there is usually a price to that. Now, one of the things that I know Carrie is offering right now is, and you can share more about this, but a course of how she was able to get herself out of the predatory stuff, start her own stuff without paying for leads. And she is now selling that course. So I'm super excited to be able to offer that to my community, because again, I don't have the knowledge of what do you need to do once pass. I'm done. I don't know anything else. Y'all email me and I'm like, I don't know. My knowledge ends at the exam. That is it. Kiss you off, send you on your way. And Carrie is one of the people that I'd like to send you to get that information. So if you want to share us a little bit more about what you created in that course, Carrie, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so I created a course called 1 to 100, and it is how I went from one enrollment in my first month of business, which meant I got one client my first month of business, to how I got 107 in month 17. That meant I closed 107 lives in the 17th month. Wow. So it's about how I use grassroots marketing on social media, not lead spend. It's via my personal page as a human being in Facebook group, spending $0 besides a Canva subscription. And
Canva is how to make these things, make the graphics,
make pretty pictures, or all of that. And so it is about my approach, how I did it in entirety. So it includes my marketing, pre-made marketing materials, training, product advice, contracting advice, what not to do, all sorts of things. And it's geared towards someone that does have their insurance license or is just about to have it, getting ready, and they're thinking of looking into the ACA, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare market.
Okay.
If you have no experience in it, that's totally fine. It includes everything you need foundationally to start, including I'll be like, well, we're going to start this component of the training, but you need to be certified. Click this link to go get certified and then come back, or do this and then come back. So that you're every step of the way, you're not like, well, I don't have that. And I anticipated that this is somebody that might just say, I want to sell this insurance. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no money. I have no resources. What do you do? And essentially I did this with $500. And obviously money was spent along the way as the business grew and evolved, but the business was funding that.
You made the money.
Not me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I did too with the Insurance Exam Queen business. Is I started on YouTube, which is free. I started on Facebook, which is free. And I didn't start paying for things until I was making the money to pay for things. So other than, buying your course, you're basically saying they can do this for free. You pay for my course, do it for free. And then as you make money, you can then buy the things you need that will help you do it even better.
Right. So in the beginning, there are 3 things that I tell you to buy. It's Canva, which is, you can have a free version. I recommend the pro, that's $12.99 a month, but the free one will do it if you need it to. Jotform, which you can use Google Sheets or something similar. I just recommend Jotform because I have a pre-made intake form that just you click and you have it and it's perfect. And then I recommend they buy Calendly, which is a scheduling tool that all people going into the industry should need anyway. So they're 3 very basic things that are anticipated to be needed in the industry anyways. And they are all less than $20 a month. So it's not a big spend, and it's not asking you to buy something super specific just for this.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, there's always, some level of investment. I mean, to be fair, I already had a laptop, I already had certain things to be able to start my business. I bought a better web camera, things like that, but small investments in knowing that it's going to specifically to build your business makes it a lot better instead of like, I've seen recruitment industries that'll say, give us, 500. I did it myself. I accidentally fell for a life insurance company who said, we're going to get you I was already licensed, but I think I had to add a life license. And they're like, you pay us $500. We'll get you everything. We'll even get you leads. We'll get you everything you need. I get set up with them, and the leads that they gave me were literally people who had been called 20 times and were like, why the hell are you calling me? And I got so discouraged so quickly that I barely gave it any effort after, 2 days of trying to call people. I think I got close to maybe one quote. And I was like, screw this. This is not my jam anyway. Like, I'm out of here. And I kind of forgot that I had that moment. It was such a small bleep of my time and it didn't work out for me that I, kind of ignored it. But, I spent money to do that with these promises that they gave me, and there was no return on it. And that was, really frustrating. So it's important to know that if I'm spending money, I'm going to get a return, and there's no commitment. They're not working for you, right? You're just getting
No, I don't want anyone to work for me specifically, to be honest. My agency is very busy, and it's completely organic where I'm not calling people to book appointments. They just book time on my calendar, and I'm like, I don't know who that person is. Like, that is how my agency operates. So I don't have the desire for a downline because I don't need that stream of income. What I desire in our industry is to fill it more with people that want to do good, hard work and are willing to, really go out there and take care of the consumers, because this is a course of work. It's not a course, watch this and you'll be successful. You got to go in and do it.
Yeah,
because that's the only way I dug myself out of my hole, was to go down and do the work. And that's what this is I removed all the errors and all the things that didn't go right for me, or told you about them if it was really important, and just said, here's what I wish I had known when I had walked into the industry, so that I could have done this faster and better and not lost all this money, is really just what I made, because I was so hurt by the economic damage to my agency that I never want this to happen to anyone ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important. It's so important that and insurance can be an industry. It's all about helping people, protecting their assets. And the people who kind of get left behind in that is the actual agents, because of other predatory agents. You know what I mean? Like, so the more people we have that truly just have the goodness of the heart to help other people and to share their knowledge and information. Now, like you said, you have the equivalent of a doctorate, master's degree in insurance, and you are offering that to people for a very small price so that they can have the information to your, have the access to your knowledge, and to have the access to what it is that you did to build your system from nothing to, 1 to 100, you said. And I imagine you were enrolling other people along. It's not like you had one enrollment on month 1 and then 100 in month 17. You had all enrollments all in between, so you're constantly, getting people and building your industry, and to alleviate the nonsense and the errors and the pitfalls along the way. I think that's just an infinite amount of value to people, because people are definitely information hungry in this industry. And unfortunately, until they sign a line saying, I'm willing to work for you, do they get that information? And then a lot of times it's not even that good of information. So,
right. And that's the thing. I've had over 250 insurance agents buy it. I've had nothing but positive feedback regarding it. It has a ton of value, and I priced it at $159 because I really sat and thought about it, because I had some people watch it, and some people were like, you could charge $1,000 for this. And I was like, well, that wouldn't have helped me in this scenario. Like, the person that buys this course that might benefit from this course, it applies to, I've had Medicare agents, commercial agents, like, it applies to multiple lines of business, because it's just a concept that I niched to ACA. But they don't have $1,000, and I wanted to make sure it was affordable. So I made it $159 so that it wasn't a barrier of entry.
Yeah, I have had quite a few arguments with people that I will always offer low price and free options to get my information, because I care about the people and I'm thinking about who's sitting on the other side. We got single moms, people with whatever your situation. There's so many single moms in our group and in our industry, but there's so many people who, like, I have I have the desire and the drive, but I don't know which direction to go. I don't know who to listen to. There's too much out here. And I don't have a lot of time to spend learning it all myself and doing all the Googling and following the rabbit trails and trying to make sure that they avoid pitfalls. And, I mean, even when I spend too much time trying to follow reviews on Amazon to figure out what the best thing is, so like if we can avoid the time, just give you a clear, direct path. If you don't want to have to spend a bunch of money up front, if you want to start your own industry, if you've got $159 in a will and a drive in your pocket, you can make this work with Carrie's system. And I'm super excited to be able to offer that to my, audience here, both on the YouTube and the Facebook channel. And then of course, Carrie is available. If you haven't, she's in the Facebook group. So if you have any questions, you can, tag her, but do respect her time. She is an insurance agent making her own money. So the best way would just be to get the course with her so that you can get the information. Now, I want to make sure this is a recorded class that they can watch at any time. It's not necessarily live. Is that correct?
Correct. So it's a 3-part course that you can watch at any time, go back to. It lasts forever. I want you to be able to reference back because there's many times I'll have a conversation with someone, be like, no, that's on slide 12. Go watch that again. Perfect.
I love that. Yeah. So they can watch it at any time and it's lifetime access. That's great. I only offer 100 days for my stuff, but Carrie's giving you away for free for life. That's amazing. And then, do you have any other stuff coming down the pipeline?
I do. So my goals are in January. I'm going to be hanging out in here doing some training before then. But in January, I'm going to be releasing a group health course. And then after that, I'm going to be releasing an automation course of how to automate your health insurance or any insurance agency.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So they can find you. Where do we want to send the people? We'll make sure we drop the links below, but where's the best place other than in the Facebook group? If you're in the Insurance Exam Queen, you can find Carrie in there. But what is the best way to talk to you?
Yeah, you can send me an email to help@coveredwithcarrie.com.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Carrie, for coming on.
So much.
I'm so excited to be able to introduce you to my community. I've been following you for a while on Facebook and just seeing your super fun life, being on the river, going rafting and all that stuff. I'm like, I am down for people who love to be in nature, who love to be having fun, who are living the life that they want. And I want to be able to show my people how to do that for themselves. So thank you so much, Carrie. And I'm super excited to see where this goes and grows and is able to help everyone.
Thanks so much. And I look forward to it.
All right. I'm sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam. You guys have an amazing day.
Good luck, everybody. Bye.